Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor, and he writes out all of my prescriptions, and he gives me all of my medicine in the room.
Come on now.
Yes.
I don't like how you said prescriptions.
Right.
Though.
Y'all, I'm not
write
saying
out all my
scriptions.
scriptions.
I'm not saying scriptions.
Hey, he write them out.
All my scriptions.
Come on, scriptions. Welcome everybody to
What's up, church
I almost
fam?
said the most ignorant podcast, but that's Bike in the Day. Welcome to the Churches Podcast.
What's up,
I
y'all?
am your man, Doc Reed, and I got my sis here with me.
Whitney Michelle is in the building.
And y'all see who we
Clap it
got
up, clap it up,
in the building
clap
today.
it up.
This is my guy.
Oh, I probably shouldn't do that because it's about church. No, it was two.
All right, what are you throwing up?
No, it was just deuces. I was saying what's
Don't
up to y'all.
start. Don't
I was saying
start.
what's up to y'all.
Do the threes, the
Don't.
Trinity.
The threes, Father,
Trinity.
Son, and Holy Ghost.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Church-ish. What?
Not with a whole pose. I can't.
This is our guy, comedian Burpie.
What's up, y'all?
Is in the building.
How y'all doing? Finally.
I know.
We finally got it. Finally.
You cannot get this guy here on the weekend. Okay. The brother is working.
He
okay?
literally.
Out here spreading laughter.
Yes.
Come on, man. Come on. I'm just doing what the Lord
Come on.
blessed
Using
me
his
to do. You
gifts.
see what I did?
I saw what you did. I
'Cause
like
it's
that.
churchish.
I like.
Come on
I
now.
like that.
Y'all stop playing with
I
me.
like
He'll be doing this all.
that, Bird.
So, okay.
Yes.
Of course, we know how, but tell the viewers how you got into this comedic game.
Yes.
Well,
That road.
I was living in Greensboro.
Uh-huh.
This is back in 2009.
Shout out to A&T.
All right? Aggie Pride. And I was working at Bank of America in High Point at the call center. And this lady came up to me. Her name, I'll never forget her name. Her name was Tina Tuttle.
Okay.
And she said, out of the blue, she never spoke to me. I had been working there for like 5 years.
Mhm.
She had been working there. She had been there at the same time I was there. I don't know how long she was there.
Mhm.
But she came up to me and she was like, I think you should try stand-up comedy. I think you're hilarious.
Wow.
You make the people in the office laugh. You make your friends laugh. In conversation, you make people laugh. You never know where it'll take you.
Wow.
I was like, well, what this white woman see in me that I don't see in myself?
Come on, Tina Tuttle.
Right. I thought she was black.
No, she was white.
Tuttle.
Turner. Tuttle. Okay.
You're a Turner. Definitely a sister, but Tuttle.
Excuse me. And I did an open mic like a month later, maybe a couple weeks later. And it just took off ever since. I've never seen her to this day. Since that day, I think she was an angel. No lie. I really do think she was an angel. I have not seen that woman since that day.
Wow.
Well, we're going to put an APB out for Tina Tuttle.
Tina Tuttle from Bank of America in High Point.
Okay,
And we gonna
put
know
all
who
her
you are.
information out. My God.
No, I owe her my career. I owe her
That's
my
true.
career.
Give her flowers.
That's
Yes.
true.
I would have never
Thanks,
thought
Miss
about doing
Tuttle.
stand-up comedy ever if it wasn't for her. Ever.
Wow. And that was in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't too long ago.
A long time ago.
Was it?
In the comedy game, bruh's a vet
Oh,
out here
yeah,
in these
for
streets.
sure.
I done lost my hair.
You had hair?
What? Did I have hair?
Oh my God.
I used to
you
get
had
lined
hair.
up.
Come on now.
Other than your face?
Yeah. Yeah. I used to have hair. I used to have braids. In high
Did you
school.
have a Chico
Wow.
bean?
No, it was there. It was all
Oh
there.
my God.
Don't call it the Chico Bean. Shout out to Bean. We
It
were
was all there. Shout out to my dude Bean.
right.
But
I
it was
wanna
no,
put a Chico
yeah. I used to have. I'll show you the picture after.
Please, I want to see that. I wanna see that.
So, bruh started back in 2009,
Yeah.
but he was actually famous when he was younger.
Oh my!
Please explain
Huh?
how.
Back to back. You hear me?
Explain it.
So
to me.
Bert and his twin,
Mhm.
I can't stand you.
and you know what? I'm going to post this so people can see it.
Okay, because we need proof.
Did a song to Michael Jackson.
Dedicated to Michael Jackson.
Yes, dedicated to Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
That Michael Jackson actually saw
Saw the video.
and
No.
contacted them about.
Are you serious?
Yep, the video made it to MTV. This was when I'll never forget. We were all in the living room at the house, and Kurt Loder, when he was working on MTV, he introduced the video, and we were all mad because he said our wrong hometown in Virginia, He said we were from Fairfax, Virginia, but really we were from Bowling Green, Virginia.
Okay.
And he was like, these are twins from Fairfax, Virginia. It's back to back song Michael. And the video played. It went crazy. Like the equivalent of going viral now.
Right.
That's what happened with the video. And we ended up talking to Michael Jackson on the phone.
Are you serious?
Yeah. We had a lot of fake Michael Jacksons call us. A lot of them. But people,
how did you know it was a real one?
Because people never believe me when I tell the story. But you remember, what was it? My Sweet 16 when Chris Brown was on there, and he got a call from Michael Jackson, but it said, "Please hold. You have a call from Michael Jackson." That's the exact same thing that happened with me and my twin when we did our song and when Michael Jackson called us, and I was starstruck. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was so mad because my sister was dominating the conversation. Dominating.
Crazy.
I'm like, I gotta get in there and say something. They talking about making music and shooting videos.
How old were y'all then?
Like 9, 10.
Oh my gosh.
I just jumped in the middle of the conversation. We got all your CDs.
To our young viewers, CDs are
right.
these disc things that
that's what you put in your PlayStation.
That is so wild. You've been famous all your life.
No, I didn't do too much. After that song.
We're from 9 years old to 2009.
Right.
It was a little dead period, okay?
Where are they now? We could be on that.
You really could. You really could. That's crazy.
When I first saw it, I was, oh my God. I gave him HE double hockey sticks for forever. I still do every once in a while when I see it.
Yeah.
But the story is still so dope.
Right.
Like, Michael Jackson?
That's insane.
Michael Jackson, bro. I made Michael Jackson laugh.
No, you didn't.
Michael Jackson laughed when I jumped in. We got all your CDs.
He laughed like that.
He sounded like me. That voice was fake. Michael Jackson sounds just like me.
Shimon with the laugh. He can't laugh because he wanna. Yeah.
Did he sound like you? Like
Shimon with the
he
laugh.
didn't have like
That voice. No, that high pitched voice is an act. It's an act because that's who he wants to portray to other people.
Yeah.
See, that would freak me out.
Very much.
If I saw Mike, what's up, Mike? What up? What?
Right.
Who is this?
Right. Where's
Joe beat you into a high voice? Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
You
the horn.
That was the first one I could reach.
Oh my
right
gosh.
with the buttons. I get right next
Oh
to
my gosh. That's so funny.
That was dope. That was a fun time. We were flying private jets from Virginia to New York, doing studio sessions, writing songs. We had a distribution deal on the table.
With who?
Gloria Gaynor's former manager, wanted to be our manager.
That's Miss I Will Survive.
Right. She wanted to be our manager, but having old school parents who from small towns, they don't trust nothing.
Yeah.
So they always think the man is out to get you.
Yeah.
So they turned that deal down. My dad told us verbatim. I was like, why y'all turn that deal down? And he said, because I didn't want your heads to be bigger than what it already was. I was like, oh, okay. So not only are you telling me I got a big head, you gonna shut down all my dreams.
Right.
Thanks.
All your dreams.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Pop. Shout out to my daddy.
Right. So then you had to go out and make it happen yourself.
Right. Then we got to go to school and stuff. That's so dumb.
Good job, Pops.
Right.
Good job.
Right.
That's so stupid.
Right.
But I always tell bro is like the Jamie Foxx because bro is singing, bro is can act, bro is funny. It's all of the above with him. Like I be low key jealous. Okay,
That's nothing to be jealous of.
I be low key jealous.
Nothing.
Because I'm gonna tell you when I first got into the comedy game, and I was a comedy prima donna. Okay, I wanted everything rolled out. Like I was just like
when you first got in the game. Okay.
My first room when I made some real laughs, I'm like, oh, I can do this. Like Kevin Hart, who is Chappelle?
Oh, wow.
It's all about me right now. So
wow. Wow.
I remember I reached out to bro. I was like, bro, like, you touring? I'm coming with you. Like, bro was like, Red? Leave you on Red right now because you bugging, right?
Right.
I will leave you on Red.
He will. But as I begin to build and get better, you know, bro kind of took me under his wing. And I never forget, I had a show coming up. And I was like, bro, like, I got a show. I'm thinking about doing some new stuff. He was like, all right, hit me with it. And I was like, well, first I'm going to start. He was like, no. Coming to the stage, go. And I was like, ooh.
Right.
He was like, yeah, you have to be ready like that.
Yeah.
And I took that and like extra preparation for every little thing that I started to do after that. And then, we ain't gonna talk about it long, but I had a little comedy competition at the Comedy Zone.
Every time.
How did you do?
Every time I see him.
I won.
Every time I see him.
Did he win? Did he win?
Listen, I lost to the guy, but I had more laughter than he did. It was this Caucasian fella.
So you still mad about it? You still mad about it?
Every time.
Oh my God. He is.
This daggone comedy competition. I quit comedy for like the longest after that.
For real? Were you there, Burp?
No, I wasn't at. I don't think.
Okay.
Was it mine? Was it my show?
No, you weren't
I
there.
wasn't hosting it no more then, at that point.
But legit, everybody that Burp could have talked to, everybody that we know, was like, if you ask somebody, like, yeah, Doc won. But the other dude.
Why you think the other dude won?
Here's why. I'll tell you why.
Go ahead, tell him, Burp.
Because it was a bring 'em competition.
Exactly.
So if he brought more people with him, and the audience votes, they vote on the winner. So he brought more people with him. Which
that really happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
So during the sets, I was getting more laughs, but during the voting, because they did it almost like old school Apollo, Kiki Shepard came in. You know what I mean? He got more applause because he brought more people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, it's
It'd
rough
be like
out
that.
here in the comedy zone.
It's really rough, but what a lot of comedians do when they get in the game and they get in competitions is they want to win the competition. And that's why I tell them that's your first mistake. You never want to go into a comedy competition wanting to win. You want to get into a comedy competition and network. You want to be funny. You want people to remember you.
Yeah.
Because the comedy, it's people there, you want to make them laugh, but I'm trying to impress the people all the way in the back.
Right.
The comedy club owners, the managers, the people who book the place. That's who, anytime anybody tells me they're in a competition, say, don't try to win. Winning means nothing.
Yes. Bro told me this after the fact, by the way. I'm not putting that out there.
But I wasn't at
You
that
did
show.
not prepare you at all. So is that how you got famous or well known?
Stuff like wilding out.
Right. Let's talk about. Let's get on your resume.
Joking off.
Come on. So you've been on Wildin' Out.
Yes.
Joking off.
Yes.
All the MTV stuff.
I feel like I've seen him on
of
everything.
course, Power 98.
Yeah, Power 98.
Yeah.
The biggest in the country nation thing.
The Carolinas. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted
Trying to overhype.
put that out there.
Have you been on any movies?
No.
No movies yet.
No, I mean they shot a movie here in Charlotte.
Okay.
First Day Out.
First Day Out.
They did that. I was a part of that. They did what was I on the other movie? Trying to block this one out. There was a movie called Bolden about a guy named Buddy Bolden.
I know what he was about to go to.
No. It was about a jazz singer, a jazz artist. He played the sax or something. And we filmed it. They filmed up in Wilmington in the movie studio. You've heard about the movie studios up in Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
We filmed up there. It's beautiful. The studios are beautiful. But the movie wasn't so
good.
Didn't do so well.
I don't think it was ever released. They was just like, here, we made a movie.
Oh wow.
They just threw it out on something.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So
Tubi.
Find it on Tubi.
No, this is before Tubi. This was Blockbuster.
Uh-oh.
No, okay, it wasn't that long ago. But
whoa.
like
Kids,
this is when
Blockbuster
Netflix
is where you could go and purchase a movie.
bring it back, but it had to be rewound.
Right.
Rewind is yes.
But yeah, this is when Netflix looked like the vending machine.
Okay.
This
Oh,
is-
wow,
you had to
yeah.
do that, yeah. So
Dang.
that was long. I mean, it was So I did that, but it was
So who else? I guess. So we've gone over. I'm sure you've done so much.
oh,
Right.
Like
still so much more to do.
Burp. What else are we missing?
I'm not that guy.
Well, we want you to be right now.
Right.
I'm not that dude.
This is why we
that
Definitely want you
on.
to be right
go
now.
down my resume
We
and do
want you
all
to.
this. But I, whoever you can think of as a comedian, I probably opened up for. Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams,
You telling me.
Wow.
Bruh's doing
Bill
it out
Burr.
Wow.
I don't know, Dwayne, Sean, Marlon, and Damon.
I did not know these.
Who else? Like when Chappelle first got back into comedy after he took his break, and he came to Charlotte for the first time in years. And he did it at the Belk Theater. I'll never forget. They asked me to open up for him, and I was like, for who?
Right.
Open up for
Oh
who?
my gosh.
He said Dave Chappelle. I said, like, from the Chappelle show?
Which one?
Y'all ain't got Dave Chappelle out there.
Right. Dave Chappelle. Whoever that is. Don't be having me out here at no bar doing a comedy show.
Right.
But no, they said Dave Chappelle. And I'll never forget. That was my first time at the Belk Theater performing. And that theater is just so beautiful from the stage.
Yeah.
From the stage, just looking at the seats and looking at the crowd, it was just like, I'm so scared.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I got out there and, had my moment, and then he came up to me afterwards and he was like, hey, man, you did a good job out there.
I would have quit comedy then.
Right, I made it. I have arrived.
Thanks, Mr. Dave. But that was cool. I mean, I don't even know. I can't remember anybody. D-Ray.
You're so humble. I love it.
Because I'm,
It couldn't have been me. See, God knows.
Right, it could not have been you.
Could not have been me.
Died.
I don't know. I think that comes from my upbringing with my parents and my family, because I have 3 older sisters and then my twin sister. So nobody was ever in the spotlight to where it could be like the lights on me.
Right.
If we had food, we had to share it. If we had clothes with my twin at the time, we had to share it.
Yeah.
If it was, so I'll never look down on anybody else or think that I'm better than anybody else. I just put my head down, go to work.
Because the twin also does extra dopeness out here.
Listen.
So it's like a powerhouse duo. You know what I mean?
Literally.
I'm trying to get my twin to build the house together.
Your twin said, I ain't got time for that.
We got to find something to do together.
To do.
It's nothing like that out there in the world.
It's
right.
not.
In the world.
It is not.
And she's so diva-ish. I'm just like...
Rightfully so. I mean,
right.
Beyonce, right? Oh,
So-
was it Beyonce that she...
But you're not Beyonce. See, that's my comeback. Stay humble. Stay humble.
Okay, well, you do have a point. Okay, you do have a point.
It's very few people that have that one-on-one with Beyonce.
Right.
Seriously. Did you ever meet Beyonce?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to.
You stay
He
humble.
knows.
I wanted to.
He knows.
I
He
wanted
knows
to
his
meet
lane.
Jay more than I did Beyonce, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm that way too.
I'd have been like, Hove.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Hi, Sean.
Starstruck for real, right?
For real.
I have all your CDs. You hear me?
I see what you did there.
Right.
I see what you did.
Again, kids, CDs.
Right, a little round thing.
Got a hole in the middle.
Yes.
Right.
Not a donut.
But that's one thing that I've always loved about bro, the fact that he is so humble
Mhm.
with everything that he's doing. Like, I remember we used to host the MLK parade.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted, the parade committee wanted a resume because they wanted to build up a intro. And I had bro's resume, and I was like, I know, bro, but I'm gonna read over the stuff anyway. And I'm like, I didn't know bro did this. What was bro? He was on that. Like, I'm like, okay, like, but he's still. You can catch bro any and everywhere around the city, just being a humble guy. Like, don't go eat with him because this guy will have a restaurant tripping out. Like, he's going to be him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's a real dope thing because, some people try to portray certain things, especially, again, in that comedy world.
Tell me about it.
So So whenever I know you're a comedian, and I think sometimes people don't really think that comedians go through things and like their emotions are not. Yeah. So how do you like deal with like, because I'm sure even whenever you're not feeling like you feeling good or happy or whatever, like you still have to make people laugh, right? Like how do you balance your mental health with your career?
I balance it with Jesus. First of all,
yeah,
I do. I pray a lot.
Come on.
I try to keep mental clarity through prayer because there is a lot that goes on. But honestly, when I get on stage or when I get around people, not even on stage, when I get around people, it's just in me to make them feel better.
Yeah,
not necessarily entertain. It might come off in entertaining fashion, but to make. When I see another person feel better because of me, that makes me feel better.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like being on stage is therapy.
It's so therapeutic.
It's therapy because you really get up there, you talk about your life. You talk about what's going on. I'm talking about my kids, talking about divorce, talking about my family, talking about my twin, talking about, stuff that I've been through. And it's to make people laugh and to see that other people have gone through what I've gone through. It's like, oh, okay, y'all can relate to this. All right, well, let's keep going.
Yeah.
So that really helps me as much as it helps them.
Yeah.
So that's really how I keep my mental sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
The laughter that you receive is very therapeutic. The chirps, sometimes you might tell something and they just looking at you like, oh, okay.
Right. That'll humble you too. That'll humble you too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's extremely therapeutic.
Yeah.
And of course, bro, on with you've been on Power 98, so you're doing that every morning.
Right. Even when I don't feel like it, I have to. If somebody out there that's looking forward to hearing, I think good morning.
Right.
Right. Somebody out there wanting to hear, oh yeah,
right.
Make Love Monday. Somebody wants to hear that.
Ladies. That was mine. That was mine. Well, look. I used to tell bro, hit it for me, brother. Hey, ladies.
Somebody want to hear that.
Yeah.
And they don't know because they're not on the other side of the radio. They don't see what I'm going through. They just know that they need to hear that because, again, that might make them feel better. That might help them get through their day. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now, when the mics go off.
Yeah. Not that fast.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
Yes, sir.
But when the mics come on, my job is to keep people entertained and to make them feel good going to wherever they're going. They could be going to drop the kid off at school, going to work, going to the grocery store. However long they hear me. My job is to make sure that they feel good.
I remember I used to tune in for Pastor Real on Worship Wednesdays.
Do you still do that on Wednesdays?
I do.
Worship Wednesdays.
It's become he's on Mondays now.
He's on Mondays now,
with Flip the Script, where he'll take a scripture from the Bible and he'll flip it to make it, because the Bible it's old terms,
right?
So he'll flip it so that people in 2023 can understand what the Bible is saying.
I can only imagine what you be saying.
God.
Like, my God, today.
If y'all ain't never tuned into it,
I'm nervous.
Listen to me.
I have no idea what
Now, I don't know if you still wear the get up. Pastor Real used to have a wig and a cape. Listen,
that cape was funky. Not the cape, the wig. The wig was stinking.
Did you ever wash it?
It wasn't mine. So I was like, this is not mine. Y'all found it somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and stop wearing it.
You know what?
I'm going to go ahead and stop wearing this. I don't like it. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So when should we tune in to hear you?
You can tune in Monday through Friday from 5:50 to 10 a.m. on 97.9 on your dial.
Not on your dial. Kids, a dial you used to have to turn already.
Burpie, you are really showing your age.
Oh, sorry. Y'all got touch screens now.
Right.
Pull up your little app.
Or the app.
B Power 98 FM. I'm old school.
Clearly.
I'm young with an old soul.
Golly. What else? So your kids?
Yes. My baby.
How old
Burpettes.
are they? Yeah. How old are they?
The Burpettes and Lil Burp. They are 16, 14, 11, and 11.
You have twins?
Nope.
I knew she was.
It's okay.
Like,
nothing is off limits. I got ghetto twins. I got ghetto twins.
I did not know
This has been
that.
episode 12.
See, a lot of people think that there were extra things going on, and there wasn't. Because I never explained the story. People gonna think what they want to think anyway.
For sure.
So I'm like, I don't care. I gotta raise them. Y'all don't. So,
Right, and that's fact.
Right, big fact.
But it's Dwayne Wade had his break baby. I had my break baby.
That's actually a good way to explain
It
it.
was just
A break
around the
baby.
same time that
That's a good way to explain it.
You
at
had
the
that.
time my wife, fiance, at the time she was pregnant. We didn't know. We broke up, and then I had somebody else pregnant. They're literally a month apart. My daughter is born in January. My son is born in February.
Lord.
Sowing the fruits
Okay.
of my labor.
All right. All right.
All the way out. Y'all know I
Okay
get.
now.
Huh?
Listen,
So
I
16,
sold
14,
my Royal Oats.
What?
Oh,
Come
sorry,
on,
this is the
Prince
wrong
Akeem.
podcast.
Wrong podcast,
Oh,
sir.
oh.
Wrong podcast.
I mean, it say be multiplied. That what it
Be
say.
fruitful.
All right.
Be fruitful.
He didn't mean you all the
Cherries
time.
and chocolate
And
covered
he did
strawberries.
not.
Oh no,
Wrong
No.
podcast.
I'm sorry.
Wrong one. Jesus.
Oh,
It was the chocolate covered strawberries. That's
All
the
right,
one that
so-
did it.
Oh my.
Okay.
And he won't stop.
Okay, I'm sorry.
oh, I'm sweating because I don't know what to say.
I don't know what he's going to say. I'm a little
I
nervous.
told
Don't
you.
be nervous. Don't
I
be
told
nervous. I promise you.
This is him, y'all. This is Bert.
I told you.
16, 14, 11, 11.
Yes.
16.
First three are girls, and then my son.
Oh, well.
16, bro.
16, 14, 11, 11. My son's actually here. He lives in Tacoma, Washington with his
Okay.
mom. But we try to fly him out every summer.
Yeah.
This is my first time seeing him in 2 years.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, got my boy here. He got big, man. He look just like me too.
Does he?
Yeah.
Y'all got
Just
strong genes, though, bro.
like- Yeah. Yeah, my daddy's side.
Yeah.
Real strong G.
Yeah.
Real strong.
Y'all enjoying y'all summer?
Yeah, I guess.
You working.
I am.
Bro, it's working.
Like, it's a
working.
lot. Like it's a lot because on top of regular work, I gotta come home and then do stuff with them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm tired. I'm always tired. And
Yeah.
they just think they literally pulled me up on Google the other day when we were at Frankie's. They was like, "You got all this money? It's okay. We can spend it." I was like, "Ooh,
Whoa.
because the way bills work." You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like, "Look,
Right.
you on famous birthdays." I was like, "Who? How did I even get on there?" My kids get on my nerves.
How do they handle your fame?
They love it.
Oh,
They take
yeah.
it like my girls have my personality, and I've taken them to shows,
Mm.
plenty of shows, so they know, so they can get a feel of what it is that I do.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I told them, I said, don't ever be afraid to be in the spotlight, because people are probably gonna say something to y'all. People at school, if they listen in the morning
Mhm.
and they find out, they put two and two together, they're gonna find out who y'all are. Just be like, yeah, that's my daddy, blah 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 blah, and then go on about your day.
Right.
But they handle it well.
So 16, are we dating?
They what?
Is she starting to? 'Cause I'm ready to knuckle up because sis won't let me fight for her.
No, today is the, what, 20? It's the only date that we know about.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about.
First of all,
That's what I'm
she's
talking about.
almost-
I'm fronting. Okay, I'm lying.
Okay, I was about to say, roll it back.
My 16-year-old had a boyfriend,
Okay,
but they didn't work out.
Good.
And my 14-year-old has a boyfriend now.
good.
Right. And they ain't even want to tell me. That's the craziest part, because they know.
know.
They didn't want to tell me. Their mama knew, but they didn't want to tell me. And I'm like, I'm your daddy. I'm not going to like it. I don't think you should be dating yet. You're 14.
Right.
Mm.
You can't even go nowhere. Everywhere you want to go with your boyfriend, somebody got to be there.
Right.
And I'm not, I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't going to be the one.
And see, the dude gonna look at like, oh, your dad, the funny dad. Nah, bruh.
Right.
Ain't no jokes
Don't
over
get
here.
it
homie.
This ain't Burpie over here. That's Jeremy.
You hear me?
This is Mr. Alsop.
The whole government.
Okay. I don't play them games. Not with my babies. Not with my babies.
I ain't gonna do that.
What? He gonna come to the house and bring my baby flowers. What you trying to be a gentleman for?
Burp.
Ulterior motive.
What?
You and me.
Going to your little dance at school. What is this?
Right.
Oh, he took her to they went together.
See?
That is so sweet.
My son broke up. My son's smart. He broke up with his girlfriend right before the sneaker ball. I was like, why? He was like, so I could dance with whoever I wanted to. I was like,
Smart. Why would relationships in school are so dumb?
So dumb.
But they don't know that. Let them
I
feel
try to
those
tell
feelings.
I knew when I was in school,
that.
I can count on one hand how many actual relationships I've ever had in my life. And they came after high school.
I ain't gonna do that.
I'm not even gonna comment. Right? I'm not gonna.
I don't know
I'm
who
not
watching.
gonna comment on that.
I broke up with my girlfriend. I had one girlfriend in high school, and I broke up with her when I graduated because I said, I'm going to college. Why would I want to be with you? I'm gonna meet a whole different slew of women. Okay?
I mean, pool full of.
I was honest. You got to be honest.
Absolutely.
That's what's
I ain't
wrong.
mad at you, brother.
Everybody want the truth till they hear it.
Right. With the one over here upset.
You gotta take people's feelings into consideration.
I tell my son, I'm like, okay, you sad over her, but you'll meet a new her in a week.
Take people's feelings into consideration for what exactly?
Bird.
Huh? I'm being
I'm talking
serious.
to comedians.
No. I'm not being funny. I'm being dead serious.
But I'm
Why
just saying.
you don't care if you hurt people's feelings?
For what?
But okay, so it doesn't. Okay, so if you're telling them the truth
Mm-hmm.
and you hurt their feelings, then okay. But you can still let people down gently,
What is letting them down gently?
like telling them the truth.
If it's something that look at it this way, if it's something that you don't want to hear, regardless of how I say it, you're not gonna like it.
Big facts.
That's true.
Regardless of how I say it, I can say it in the nicest way possible. You're the most amazing person in the world. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You're gonna have a long lasting,
Keep going.
long lasting, loving relationship.
Hit the boo
just
button
not
over
with
there.
me.
Just not with me. And you're gonna go from smiling to wait, what?
Right.
How did we get here?
Right.
So
Right.
it's I don't. Your feelings hurt. Sorry, but that's how I feel.
Well, ladies, Burp, are you single?
Yes, I am.
Burp is
actually.
single, but you probably don't want to date him because he's probably gonna dump you and not be super
Yeah,
nice
don't
about
date
it.
me.
So.
Don't fall in love with me. I'm divorced, so I'm all kind of broken. You don't want none of this.
You're looking like, how do we get here? How do we get here?
Oh, what?
But you're working on getting unbroken.
Am I?
Jesus.
Am I?
You started this with.
Let's talk about it. Let's start out there, guys.
I'm not. No.
Do you want to be
Nope.
unbroken?
No, I'll never get married again. I will never get married again. Mm-mm.
Why do people that are divorced, some people that are divorced say that?
Because of
Speaking for yourself, why
for
do
me,
you say that? Yeah.
For me, because it wasn't the divorce was cool.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. We didn't end on bad terms.
Yeah.
It was just that the marriage wasn't as good as the divorce.
I don't even know.
I get it. I
Like the divorce was smooth. It was. We talked about it. We was like, all right, well, let's just do something different. But the marriage just wasn't. When I always told myself, whoever had my children was going to be my wife, and she was for a moment. But sometimes it just doesn't work.
right.
It just doesn't work. I never talk bad on her
Yeah, no, not
on camera.
I used to. My first couple of comedies. Oh, she caught it.
Did you hear me? I said on camera.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the no.
I'm just playing.
What
I'm
podcast
just
is
playing.
this? Okay,
Churches.
but I understand.
I grew
okay.
up in the church. Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so the marriage wasn't, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't meet somebody else and it would be completely different.
I'll never say never,
Well, you just said I'll never get married.
but I'll
again.
say no.
Burp.
Yeah.
Wait.
Nah, I'm not.
I just
Not me.
love love, and I want people.
Love is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Love is a
I
beautiful thing.
know.
And I can love somebody without marrying them. I don't think there has to be a union between. I think there is a union without the marriage between people. I think differently.
Clearly.
Y'all don't want to hear what I got to say. This is a church podcast.
It is.
So we
Just
gonna.
keep
I
it
think you can
PG.
love. I think you can love more than one person at the same time. I honestly do.
You can love more than one person at the same time. Okay.
Not the polyamorous stuff
Okay.
that
Well,
they
you
got
gotta
going
keep
on.
it specific.
Right. Like I feel like you can be dating someone and dating another person and love the both of them, but all of y'all not in it together. You know what I mean? Like
see.
Okay.
it's okay. I'm here, but they know.
Well, right.
They know.
For
So-
one, you can love different things about different people.
For
Right.
sure.
So
right. Sometimes I
get
like a little
For sure.
ratchet. Might
Yeah.
like a little ratchet. I
One of
need that
these.
every now and then.
it. Right.
And then let me get my intelligence.
Because you can't be wretched and intelligent.
No,
Burp.
you can. You can. It just doesn't come off that way.
When you're being ratchet, it's not usually from an intelligent mindset.
At all.
My gosh.
At all. At all.
I'm just saying.
Somebody's not gonna like that.
Y'all are offending so many people.
Offended? You?
No.
Oh, sorry.
We know you don't care, Bert. We know. We have already established that.
I don't want to make people uneasy.
We know you don't care if you do.
But come on, man. Church people, some of the most ratchet people you will ever meet.
That's facts.
And meanness.
And
Church people,
is,
y'all gotta stop being so mean.
Yeah.
Stop. Like for real. Come on now. We know who you are Monday through Saturday. We know who you are. My mama and daddy is ministers. I know who y'all are.
That's true.
I know.
But there's a difference between church people and
people who go to church.
People who go to church.
You better say something.
I did. I just said
you
it.
Did. You did. You did.
Legit though, that was one of my biggest issues when I, found myself, back in, church and trying to relive my life the right way. I'm like, but these folk that just knew me a couple months ago, they gonna be like, what Doc doing? Like,
yeah.
You posted about Jesus, bro. I know what you was just doing a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? So it happens, and like what Burp said about church people, some church people can see that same thing,
right,
and look down on you, and it pushes people back away.
Yeah.
So
I thought that was dope. When I saw that, I was like, look at my boy. Look at my boy that rededicated his life. I love to see when people finally find their relationship with God.
Yes.
And some find it in the church. Some find it in just a personal relationship with a pastor.
Yeah.
Or some even just find it with their relationship with God.
Yeah.
But finding it, like, I haven't been to church in years. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I love Jesus. I love God.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't be here without him. I burned both my hands when I was 1. They told me I wouldn't be able to open my hand. My hands were closed by the time I was 21. So I know how real God is.
Yeah.
It's just that church is just, it's different. It's for different people.
It is.
It is.
But everybody's relationship with God is just, I could talk about God all day. Talk about the Bible all day. It's just that sometimes I'll be like,
and sometimes, just from people that I know, especially when you're a public figure,
right,
it weighs even more because they're expecting, why is he here? But he can come to church, you know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was young and I was at St. Luke, and
we just gonna throw the church out there?
Yeah, St. Luke, because
okay, all right,
it ain't the same. Go get on that. But
welcome to the church's podcast.
You hear me? Alonzo Mourning came, and everybody was like, "Oh, can I get an autograph?" I'm like,
"It's church,
bro, it's in church."
He came to worship.
Yeah.
So to me, that would make it very difficult. Like my friends that grew up in Friendship, that's where Michael Jordan's mom went, and of course he would visit on certain Sundays or whatever. And I was like, bro, I tried to take a picture. I'm like,
that's weird.
That's at church.
Weird. That is very weird.
That's the side of it I'm not used to. I'm not used to. I'm nowhere near Michael Jordan status.
We know.
But you got to hit a button on that.
That's always the closest one I can make it to.
Look, keep me humble. But it's at times when people notice, like Burpie, people think Burpie is a stage name. And it's not. It's been my nickname since I was 2. So I've always been called Burpie my entire life. So when I hear Burpie, when I'm out and I hear Burpie, I'm thinking, oh, that's somebody that know me.
Right.
I grew up in Concord. It might be somebody, I was always around Concord, Charlotte. So there might be somebody that knows me. When I turn around, they were like, yo, Burp, let me get a picture. I'm like, I'm at Frankie's with my kids.
Right.
I don't really want to outdo it.
Yeah.
But then I look like the jerk if I say, oh, no, no, not right now.
Right.
So it's that part, that side of it, I'm not a fan of it. But I mean, I'll talk about it here. I won't do anything when I'm out and people are there. Dudes are the worst. Ugh. They're the worst.
Yo, that's my dude Burp right there.
I'm not your dude. I'm not.
They don't say that.
Who don't?
Yeah, they gotta act like they know you.
Who don't? Man.
That's so weird.
Boy, I listen to you every morning, boy. You ain't be cracking up. My daughter was. Say it for me. Say the thing for my daughter. Sir.
That is weird. That is weird.
He seen it. Listen.
That's weird.
Man, and again, Burpie's a good guy. I'm glad it hit him and not me, right?
We know.
Because I'm different.
We know very much.
Right, bro.
And look, I wouldn't even know Doc Reed no more.
Right.
Who are you? Excuse me. Move. But no, like we me and Burp are huge wrestling fans, right?
Mm.
So every time it comes to Charlotte, we always there. And I know, because I know him, so I know the look. People come on, yo, Burp, what up? And he's like, what up, my boy? And I'm like, you don't know him, dude.
Sure
like,
don't. I sure don't. I tell people that's with me, if I introduce you, or if I don't introduce you, I don't know the person's name that came up to me.
Brian never introduced me.
It's not that I don't want them to know who you are. I just don't know who that is.
Right.
Listen.
So
that would be really awkward, right?
Or I'd be like, yo, this is my boy Doc Reed.
But look, for one, you can always tell when you really know somebody, especially with the other person too. Because when you leave, all right, boy, I see you on whatever, or I call you or whatever.
Yeah.
Every time, all right, Bert, we'll see. All right, yeah.
That's it. Right.
Are you going to text them later?
Right.
Okay. No.
People just think I'm supposed to. They'll tell me at 3:00 on Monday
to shout them out
at 6:00 in the morning on Tuesday. You think I'm gonna remember from 3:00 to 6 a.m. that I'm supposed to shout out? And again, I look like the jerk.
And what'd be crazy, like when Burpie's talking about the shout outs, they do the roll call in the morning. Legit, you had people on there. You didn't shout me. I'm
mad on Instagram Live. Mad. Normally, I will shout them out every day.
Yeah.
But because I didn't shout them out that day when I said it, I'm like, y'all don't understand. It's a delay from the time you type the comment to the time I see the comment.
Right.
And there's other comments that are coming through. So people, boy, I tell you, they get mad.
They're weird. People are
mad.
weird.
People feel like people I ain't never met. They think they're my real life friends.
Yes, that's
bruh. Bring her in though. He do it to himself. We be at these events. We be having fun, whatever. Somebody be like, oh yeah, that's funny. And now they think they friends with Burpie. I'm like, here we go. Like,
we're not friends. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We're not friends. We're cool. We can be cool. But we're not friends.
You'll never remember them.
I won't.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm deliberately doing it.
Yeah.
I just don't know you.
Once again.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
It didn't hit you. We are too.
And that's
because if it were me,
the Lord kept you humble.
Come on now.
What up, bro? Who you?
Who are you?
Do I recognize you, sir?
It gets
security.
It gets real.
Security.
Right.
I had a stalker. A boy.
No.
No lie. He was up in Buffalo, New York, I think. Something like that. And he saw me on Wild 'N Out.
Listen,
I was like, I didn't do that many episodes. How did you know it was me?
I had a stalker from Buffalo too. White guy?
Yeah.
Please don't say his name. Please don't say his name. Please don't say his name on this
I don't remember
air.
his name. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
I don't remember his name.
Give him a description. Blue eyes.
Did they start on Facebook?
Was it Facebook or Instagram? It was Facebook. It was Facebook. His mom lived here.
Bro, we had the same.
Yo.
It might have been
from the podcast.
It might have been.
Oh my god.
It might have. But let me tell you how creepy it was. Bro he started following me and he would ask me to like come up and do his birthday. Like come say happy birthday to me. I'm like,
that's weird.
Come say happy birthday.
I would leave him on red. I'm
notorious.
Great for leaving somebody on red. But he would keep messaging me. And then he said something. He was like, great show or something. I was like, oh, I appreciate it, man. You know, being nice. And then he took that.
And ran.
What?
Sprinted.
What?
400.
Floated. He was like, man, I'm up here in Buffalo, New York. Can you get Darren Brand to come up and say happy birthday to me? Like, what? What about Chico Bean? Now I'm jealous a little bit because first of all, it started off with me.
Why you want these extras?
Why you want all these extra people?
I'm David Ruffin. We don't need Otis.
Don't nobody want to see Marlon from the Jacksons. Everybody want to see Michael.
By the way, Marlon from the Jacksons, they had a group
Jackson 5.
called the Jackson
Michael
5.
Jackson. Michael Jackson started out in the Jackson. Michael Jackson was a great, okay, never mind. We'll talk about it later. But it got to the point where he actually came down here to Charlotte to a show that me and Darren had at the Comedy Zone. I didn't know he was coming. He didn't tell me he was coming. He was up in New York and he was like, "Can I get tickets? Can you give me free tickets?" I left him on red because at this point I knew you were stalking me.
That's crazy.
I messaged me on my email address.
Yeah.
Because he messaged me at first. I was like, "Bro, how you get my number? Like, that's crazy. Like, that's a little creepy. Don't text me no more."
Yeah.
But he just messaged my email address, which I had attached to my Apple account.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, he's off his rocker."
Yeah.
But I got off stage at the show and dude was just there. He was there, standing like this in the lobby. I'm like, "Yo, I've seen way too many movies."
Right. Do you hear me?
I was like, I turned. I was like, "That's him."
See, this is when he should have called me because this is when Jesus was still back here. That's when I would have pulled up strong.
I saw him, I acknowledged, but then I kept it moving like, "Oh, wow, this is the little boy." And he came down. I guess he came down. He sent me a message afterwards. He was like, "Yeah, I live with my mom now, and we could be friends." I was like, "No, we can't, Chucky."
Oh, my God.
Listen.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. But that's what comes with it.
It does.
Crazy people.
Stalkers come with it. I had another stalker, but that was for a different reason.
All right, we're gonna keep this real churchish.
Listen,
we're not gonna go there.
For those that haven't seen Bro live, okay, I'm gonna give y'all some real secretive information about Burpie. Okay?
Feel it.
This is real secretive information.
Feel
okay,
what kind of secret?
For one, the first I want to say 10-15 minutes of his set ain't jokes that he done wrote.
Are you joking on people?
Bruh's crowd play is so, that's what they call it, the comedic word, crowd play. It's so amazing. I remember we were doing a show in Albemarle.
Boy.
And I hosted, I was, did my thing, and I ain't paid the other comedians no attention. But when Bruh went up, I was like, let me go out there because, I'm also a student, so I'm learning. And Bruh was just doing work. I mean, everybody was laughing. And then Bruh looked at me, he was like, "Please write some of these down because ain't none of these my jokes." Like, but everybody was dying. And I'm like,
I had been there so much, I had to do crowd work because one thing about comedy, you don't like going to a city too many times within a year. You go that when you traveling and you on the road, you might hit a city twice a year, one city. But if they kept calling me back. I mean, like every 2-3 months. I was like, and every time I got there, I was like, "This is my last time." Yeah. And then she would up the pay. I was like, "You know what?
Okay,
I'll come back."
Because he was selling out every time.
In Albemarle.
Yeah.
Shout out to Albemarle, man. Shout out to Tiffany's. That was at Tiffany's at the Ballroom. That was a dope room. That was a dope room. They closed down.
No.
Yeah. Well, they didn't close down. She sold it.
Oh,
she sold it. Yeah.
Man.
That was a dope room. Shout out to everybody.
I'll never forget. Yeah, because that was it's different having a crowd that is there for comedy.
Right.
Versus they just putting comedy at this place.
Yeah.
Because I've done some shows in pizza parlors.
Man.
Coffee houses.
Bars.
And I'm like, a coffee house, like they trying to be
hotel conference rooms.
I just did a hotel conference room in Winston-Salem.
I'm trying to tell you, man, the road is a beast.
Yeah.
People think when they see a comedian that's famous that they just got put on right then and there. Absolutely not. No comedian just got on out the blue. Not one. Not one that you've ever seen. They struggled. Steve Harvey slept in his car for years. Who else? Kevin Hart was homeless in New York. It was they all have stories. Like all the hotels that we stayed in, I will never stay in another hotel whose doors face outside.
Outside.
I won't do it.
No, yeah.
I won't do it ever again. If they got a real key, won't do it. I'm convinced serial killers go to those hotels.
Dude, to this day, and my boys will tell me I'm crazy. We did the show in Ohio, the University of Toledo. We had one of them hotel rooms.
Nope.
I swore somebody was knocking on our door at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
No,
I didn't answer.
It was Candyman.
I ain't had nothing with me. I ain't know where we were going. You know what I mean? But
what are you talking about?
Look, it ain't safe.
Really, but this,
it could have been.
I almost called him something I shouldn't.
Candyman. Oh, I shouldn't have said Candyman on this podcast. Oh,
you can.
Oh, I'm sorry. Churches.
It could have been. You never know.
It was Lucifer.
All right.
Is that better?
It's
Because
been
it's churches.
so real, church fam. Before we go, I really do have a real question for you. How do you come up with your jokes?
It's life experiences.
Yeah.
My family.
Yeah.
My kids. I talk about. I finally am talking about my divorce now. Getting over that, moving past it. Sometimes I be in a shower and something might just hit me. Like I was telling somebody this the other day. I don't tell any. I've never told anybody this outside, on a platform like this before. But sometimes when I tell my jokes, when I write my jokes out, I'll have a vision of myself on stage telling the joke. I don't know what I'm saying in the dream or in the vision. I don't know what I'm saying. I can't hear it, but I hear the laughter. I hear the people dying laughing. I'm like, oh, what is this? Because, we have writer's block at times when you try to come up with jokes. And every time I've done that, I've had that vision. The joke that I wrote after that was a banger. It was the crowd just dying laughing. Excuse me. When I tell that joke on stage and I hear the laughter, I'm like, this is my vision.
Yeah.
This is what, like, I feel like Raven Simone from That's So Raven.
Yeah.
When she has that
The big eyes.
Seriously, I do.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy because my sister, my oldest sister, Kima, shout out to Kima, Jamie, James, and Nikki, shout out to all them. But my oldest sister, Kima, she was the one that told me before I got on Power 98. She said to me, I'll never forget it. She said, you ever thought about working on Power 98, being a comedian on a radio station? I was like, no, that's stupid. They wake up too early. That's dumb.
Right.
Next thing I know, some years later, No Limit Larry's hitting me up. And he wanted me to come try and be on the show. I think, who was it? It might have been Kima again. She was like, you should try out for a while now. Now that I think about it, is she prophetic?
It sounds
She
like
is.
it. It sounds
Come on,
like
Kima.
it. I need to meet her. What you
But
say?
she was like, you should try to be on Wild 'N Out. Like, people don't understand the process I went through to get on that show. Ooh,
Yeah.
I had to audition 3 times before I even got on. 3 different years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the first time I auditioned, that's when Chico got on. The second time I auditioned, that's when Darren got on.
Wow.
Third time I auditioned, that's when I got on. But that was the moment. I was broke. I used my last little bit of money to fly down to Miami, and I rented a car, but I didn't have enough money to get a hotel room. So I rented a car. I took the car back after I got on. Took the car back to the airport, and I slept in the car at the airport, and then turned the car in. Then got in my flight, funky. Got on my flight. Like, I don't even think I brought drawers with me. Because I'm like, I'm going back home the next day.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Whoa.
I'm telling you, it's a process, man. Like, nobody sees that side.
Yeah.
Nobody sees that side. But yeah, when I got on, I was dead broke. Dead broke. My last few dollars, like, I think I overdrafted my bank account so I could go audition for Wild 'N Out. And that's when I got on. I was like, this better work. Because if it don't.
And it worked.
And it worked.
It did. It worked. And then from there, I got Joking Off. From there, I got World Star TV. From there, I did something else. I don't know. Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then I went on tour with Nene after that. So it just
Wait. Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Explain.
It was very short lived. Like if you don't know it's me, if you don't know me, you're not gonna know it's me. But it's a TV credit.
Right. You were on there?
Mm-hmm.
With the girls?
episode, yeah. The episode when they went to Miami. and Nene did the little comedy show. Yeah, that was. If you pay attention, that's me that announced her to come on stage. That was me. And then when she's walking backstage, you can see me walking with her backstage. Yeah, they got me in a couple shots. I made sure.
I'm getting paid for this.
I'm like, the cameras are here. So Nene, what else do you?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So yeah, I was
That's
on
dope,
that. I was
though,
on
man.
there. That shout out to Nene. A lot of people had something to say about her doing comedy, but she changed my career. She changed my career. I met a lot of people because of Nene who still give me work to this day because of her. Man, we traveled the country. I was on tour with her for what, 2 years? Something like that? A year and a half, 2 years? Yeah.
I did not know you toured with Nene.
Mm-hmm. She was doing comedy for a while. Yep. And I was opening up for her. Everywhere. I was writing for Nene. All her jokes. Still write for Nene. She just sent me something the other day. Yeah.
This was always the basis of our conversation because Burp's stuff was
right.
up
And
here.
he's like, I don't want to talk about it. It doesn't matter.
Right. Bro, like, I'm touring the country. I'm touring the state.
Right. I'm telling you to shut up. You trying to sing when you getting out the car.
I had a show in Asheville.
Right.
While he in Denver.
Right.
Like,
Colorado.
there's two different
North
mountains.
Carolina.
Yeah, not North Carolina. I'm in Dallas, North Carolina. He in Dallas, Texas.
Stay humble. Stay humble.
Calm down. Stay
Like-
humble.
Come on, bring me back.
Oh my God.
Crazy. I did not know that.
I don't talk about it. I really don't. Like it. Whenever me
That
and
used
Doc,
to piss me off.
why?
Cause I'm like, couldn't be me.
We know.
It'll be on the credits.
Right.
Church's podcast.
What?
Doc Reed worked with him. Him, her. He's been him there, everywhere. Shoot.
I see that because I don't. I do that because I don't like it. When I went to LA the first time as a comedian, everybody introduced me as this Burpie. He was on this. He did that. He did this. He did. I'm like, you ain't gotta do it. I'm just Burpie.
Right.
Like, you ain't gotta
One
do
of
it.
your resume.
You either gonna like me or you not. Regardless
Yeah.
of what I did, you gonna like me or you won't. And so when that happened, I was just like, yeah, let me just chill. The whole Hollywood stuff, I could have moved to LA. I could have moved to Atlanta, but I'm not. I don't think I'm built for that Hollywood life because I don't like it. It's so fake.
Yeah.
It is so fake. And the politics behind the TV screens, and can't stand it.
Yeah.
Can't stand
Tell
it.
them about
I couldn't see you.
politics behind the TV screen. I lose at a comedy competition
Oh my God. We back to that. Talk about
because
full
I couldn't
circle.
get
Talk
because I
about,
couldn't get my people to come out.
talk about full circle. Black
And clap
people, we
for me.
gotta come out and we gotta
We
make
gotta
sure
support each
we
other.
support each other.
You hear
Is
me?
what we saying. Jesus.
Because I if I had a couple more claps,
Jesus. But you
it was not clap. I would have
This would
won.
be a different conversation.
right.
You hear me?
'Cause you are still
Ain't no telling where I would have skyrocketed to.
you are still mad.
He is
But
hot.
look. God knew then.
He did. Don't give it to him.
He
He
knew
can't handle it.
then.
He can't handle it. He cannot handle it.
It never fails. Every time I see him, that is gonna come up at some point. And
God talking about it, man.
You remember that time?
Look, y'all don't understand because I was so
It's not like you was hurt.
I was
A little
so
bit.
new
A little
in
bit.
the
Gosh.
I was so new in my like comedy success, right?
Mm.
So I'm like, oh, I'm doing this. Like, what? Because they invited me to the competition. I didn't send no emails or no DMs.
They
right?
wanted me.
They wanted like
the nerve.
like, my brother always sound like, bro, man, they call me. But yeah, I was just like, okay, bet. Like, that was my first one. I didn't understand the game of it. Then bringing people to it. I was just supposed, hey, I'm gonna be here in this competition. Like, if they came, they came. Like, I wasn't worried about it. And then, Bert would tell me all the time, bro, you go quit comedy at least 4 times.
At
a
least.
year. Like,
At least.
I was that guy. Like,
least.
I'm like, not again. I'm over it. I quit.
Yeah.
Like, I was
Yeah.
a diva
Yeah.
for no reason.
I quit comedy so many times. In my mind.
Clearly.
In my mind. I'm like, I can't do this. Because I get so nervous before every single show.
Yep.
Everything. I'm pacing back and forth. I gotta say my prayer. I have to say my prayer. I say a specific prayer before I go on stage. If I don't say that prayer, I feel like I'm gonna have a bad show. I'm so nervous. I'm pacing back and forth. He's seen it. I'm just like, all right. are they gonna like me? Am I gonna be funny? Like, what am I gonna do? But it's just, man.
Well, I would see bro doing his, and I'm like, if he nervous,
Right.
why? I'm like, what am I gonna do with these people? Like, all right, because the thing about it, like when I would do shows for Burt, of course, I'm going up first, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to set the platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, Burpie's name is all over it. So, people expected Burp. I come up there, people looking at me like, who? Who is he?
That's when you make your mark.
Him not Burpie.
That's when you make your mark.
Right.
Because coming up, like if I was opening for somebody else, it was somebody else's show. I'm like, oh, bet.
Right.
There's a lot of people here.
Right.
I bet you they're gonna remember me when they leave the show.
Yeah.
I know they're not here for me.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're gonna remember me.
Yeah.
I put my stamp on it.
Yeah. It was so good because that last show that I did with Burt, I think it was at Albemarle.
Mm-hmm.
And after Burt went on, people wanted to take pictures with Burt. And then people were coming off stage, hey, let me take a picture. I'm like,
It did.
you want to take a picture? Excuse me.
That's when
Lights. Is my lighting? I'm like, lady. I need you on this side. This is my best side, so you gotta be over here.
See, Lord, you knew.
He knew.
Lord, you knew.
I wouldn't have been no more
good.
That's the thing,
No
man. I
good.
throw anybody on stage. Yeah, I don't like. You got to give people a chance. You either gonna be funny, you gonna sink, or you gonna swim.
Yeah.
And if you sink, I'm gonna talk about you sinking.
You hit me.
I'm gonna talk about you. If you go before me and I come up after you, I'm going to talk about you because I'm saying what everybody in there is thinking. So that's a part of the game.
Listen,
You can't be a comedian if you can't take
when
that.
I'm telling you I was so nervous, I'm like, all right, here we go.
How many times has he roasted you?
On stage?
Mhm.
None.
No, it's only been a few times that we did a show together.
bro
Okay.
will get me, afterwards. Because I don't want to, sound too conceited. I've never done bad with him. Now, I've done bad before.
Right. But
But
not
I've
in
never
front of
done
me.
bad
Right.
opening up for Burt. That's another one. Any comedian that ever said they never had a bad show, they're lying.
Yeah,
Or they've only
definitely
done one
lying.
show.
And it was in front of their family.
Right. But yeah, so I've never done bad. But like on the podcast or just conversation, oh my God. But the comedy competition,
Yeah.
oh,
That's all I ever hear about.
I was like, why didn't I win? Because
That
you weren't
competition.
funny. I'm like,
Keeping you humble. Keeping you humble. That's it.
Bring
He
it
just
back.
keeping you humble.
excuse
Just keeping you
me,
humble.
sir.
Just keeping you humble.
Gosh. Gasp.
Oh my God.
That's what we do. That's what comedians do, man. Like we will roast. In the comedy world, nothing is off limits. Nothing. Absolutely.
I don't think I could ever date a comedian
Absolutely.
Why not?
because I would probably get roasted all the time.
No, you wouldn't get roasted. You would be more of the punching bag. As the girl. No, meaning
Not
we
like
would
that.
try our jokes out on you.
On you, right?
Oh,
Like our
okay.
new jokes. We would try our jokes out on you.
Oh, okay.
Like, is this funny? Is that funny? Is this cool? Is that cool? And so that would be if you're in a relationship with a comedian.
Yeah.
That's how it would be. Because
Yeah.
that's what I did. When I was
Yeah.
married, you're going to get all these jokes.
Yeah.
Tell me if it's funny or not.
Yeah.
So maybe I could.
If-
Maybe I'll come to a show. Sit on the front.
Let me see who's
No,
there.
don't sit in the front. Don't sit in the
Oh,
front.
Yeah, no,
okay.
don't
That's
sit in
fine.
Because if I
Then
get,
I will get
well,
roasted.
I don't know
Yeah.
about Burt. When I would get nervous, the people in the front were the people I would go at. So
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in the back.
yeah.
I'm better than him, so I wouldn't do that.
All right, church. It's been so real. It has been.
That's
my boy, man.
That's my boy.
This is what he do.
I love him.
Hey, can you believe people be like, not working with Burt. He don't never reach out to me. He ain't never helped. Like,
I'm not going to reach out to you. And that sounds arrogant. It sounds cocky, but no, you want to work with me. I don't want to work with you.
Right. That's very
I mean, so it sounds, you know what I mean? It's
He doesn't count when you mess up.
I know.
yeah, like if you want to work with me, reach out to me.
Yeah.
Like I have no problem. You've seen me put plenty of people on stage, plenty of comedians on stage who want that stage time. But if you think I'm gonna just be like, hey, I need an opener, come on. I'd rather do all the time by myself.
Right. Right.
For real.
He will steal time.
Yeah,
Right.
I will. I will do all the time on stage. Let it be known. I'm funny. I will do it.
Oh my
Oh man, yo, this
is
is
amazing.
This
No,
has been fun.
I didn't ask y'all, how did this podcast get started?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So, write the
Okay.
vision, make it plain. Right. So last year, I was like, I want to get back to doing a podcast. I want to get back to, get myself back out. But then I was like, I'm thinking of it from like a selfish way. I'm thinking, just get me out. Me, camera, right? And I was praying. I was like, God, what can I do? Because the comedy thing, I'm known, for this type, but now I can't be talking about this in church, and it wasn't mixing well with my spirit. So I was like, I'm just praying. And then God was like, bring you and your story and what you've been through. There's so many others that could be going through the same thing.
Right.
You can still have your friends, and people are still believers and are still real dope people that these old school church folk.
Come on, move me.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
These old school church folk might look at it one way, but you're bringing people closer
Right.
by having real conversation.
Come on now.
You know what I mean?
Move my spirit.
Come on now. Hey, shot.
Ooh,
So
Shabado.
Okay.
so
That's how it came about. Let's go.
so no.
I'm
Because then I reached out to Whit. Whit did me like you. I was on Red.
He was.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh.
Cause I was like,
No, she
he
didn't.
knows like people like Burp and your girl Nikki. Like, why he want me to host? Like, call them.
Because you're a personality. You are a personality. Believe it or not, because I met me and Whit met years ago. Where were
Let's
we
not
at?
talk about it.
No, it wasn't nowhere bad. Don't
We
do
were
that
at a
because people
comedy
gonna
show.
think.
Hey,
Yeah,
Alex,
that's
no,
what it was.
We're at a comedy show.
No,
comedy
Onyx.
show.
No, he said Onyx. That's what he said.
you
I've
used to
never
do-
been to a strip club.
You used to, hey,
Really?
you can
Ever?
have
Never.
you can
Never
have
mind,
to
it's
do
churches.
comedy shows at strip clubs sometimes. Like it happens.
Okay.
No, they were trying to get me to do it. We'll talk about that off air.
Let's talk about it after.
So we met years ago,
Yeah.
and I was you had that personality that draws people in.
Right.
It
Yeah.
attracts people. On top of you sing. You used to be on Instagram all the time singing,
Yep.
and it's like, okay, you could be doing something. So I
Right.
see how the dynamic came together, and now y'all got the podcast popping. I'm like, all right then, okay then.
Podcast is casting.
It's casting, it's podding, it's
podding.
churching.
Oh my God.
I went too far.
Too far.
Did I go too
I
far?
liked it though. It was pretty good. But let them know where they can follow you at,
Yes, Bert.
Man, you can follow me on just search comedian Burpie, 2 words, not one. On all platforms, I'll pop up.
Any
Instagram,
upcoming?
all that stuff. Man, I'm on tour right now with Mr. Bankshot, Nick Banks down there in Atlanta, the Parody King, with the We're Not Brothers tour.
Super
We're doing
dope.
that. We
I love
got-
the Wayans brothers.
Have y'all
thing.
been here?
No, we haven't been to Charlotte yet.
When are you coming
We're
here?
adding dates as we speak. So
How
we're in the
is Charlotte not on there already?
talk. You'd be
You'll be
surprised.
surprised, right?
Okay, keep going.
So we're in negotiations,
Okay.
but no, it is going to come here.
Okay.
We are coming to Charlotte. We got Atlanta coming up at Uptown Comedy Corner. We got Dayton, Ohio at the Improv. Phoenix, Cleveland, Ohio.
See, bro, be traveling.
Memphis.
I go to Cleveland.
Somewhere
North Carolina.
we got we got a whole bunch of stuff. I got a show with Michael Collier coming up August
wow.
5th in Lexington. Zach Johnson.
August
I'm gonna be
5th.
in
Shout out to my
Charlotte.
birthday.
Charlotte on the 5th of August. We doing a comedy brunch. I'm doing a comedy brunch with Zach Johnson. Shout out to Zach.
In
Okay.
Charlotte
Mm-hmm.
on August 5th
Mm-hmm.
on your birthday?
On my birthday.
When's your birthday? Pull
we need
up.
to pull up.
Say less.
Pull
We need to
up.
pull
Say
up.
less.
Pull up. It'll be a good time. So, I mean, I'm just out here working. Make sure you listen to No Limit Lair in the Morning Madhouse
Yep,
Monday
yep.
through Friday, 5:50 to 10 a.m.
My guy.
My God.
Of
Thank you
course,
so much.
y'all can
y'all.
follow us. The Churchish _podcast.
Oh, my Monopoly Gold been up this whole time.
Oh my.
You making sure nobody
How?
stealing this money.
Ow. Who done
But
knocked my
yeah.
building down?
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be following y'all.
Yes.
Okay.
So, the
Churchish
_ podcast on IG, the Churchish podcast on good old Facebook.
Yep.
Shout out to Will
Wonder.
We couldn't do it
The
without
Churchish podcast on Instagram or just Churchish?
I think it's just Churchish
_podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be saying Churchish chicken when I say.
Can we talk about this after?
Oh,
Because you gotta focus.
Churchish _ podcast. There we go. Here we go. Following right now.
Here we go.
Oh,
Shout out to D.
shout out to D.
D Money.
My guy.
Thank you.
The
Man with the plan.
the creative Walmart. No, Will the man with the plan.
Oh.
So, and shout out to D. If y'all have not been following Trap Decor, make sure y'all go and follow that man.
Trap
I've been
Decor.
watching these videos. I am super excited.
Me too.
I can't wait to refurnish my house.
Now refurnish the house.
Yeah.
Huh? Come on, Jesus.
Definitely
Boy.
getting some pillars.
Hey.
Some pillars.
The pillow.
But yeah, this has been episode 12 of the Church's podcast. We out.
Who
Bye,
stole my
y'all.
money on Monopoly Go? Oh, sorry. All right, y'all.
I cannot